Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Ismail and my student ID is 8671743. Today I'll be discussing on the assignment 1, which is firewalls, where we are required to design and build a firewall solution based on policy requirements. To complete this task, I'll be using Packet Tracer application, wherein I'll be building my topology and trying to explain the configuration of what is to be done and how to configure it so that we get the end results as expected in the assignment. So let me show you the Packet Tracer application wherein I have created the topology. Here you can see that I have a router installed in the center, and on the right hand side where my LAN networks exist, I have switches installed. With that switches, I have connected it to all the 4 hosts, that is administrative staff, production staff, IT staff and guests. On the left hand side you can see I have connected net services and DMZ. The IP address that I am using here is 172.18.110.0/24 to 172.18.119.0/24. To begin with, I configure all the hosts and the net services and DMZ with their respective IP addresses, and the default gateway that is coming towards the router is configured with .1 on every interface. Fast Ethernet ports are connected to the net services and DMZ, and Ethernet ports are connected to the hosts. Okay. So now let us quickly go to the assignment document, wherein I am trying to explain to you what basically a firewall is and what is the need for a firewall. So now, what is a firewall? So we all know that firewall is basically configured in between a router and a LAN network, wherein it prevents unwanted or untrusted traffic coming towards the LAN network. So firewall believes that whatever is going from the LAN to the internet is trusted traffic, and whatever is coming from the internet to the LAN is untrusted traffic. So which is why it makes sure that it acts as a barrier to not allow any malicious connections coming towards the LAN network, the hosts that are connected to the LAN networks. So now when we go to the configuration of the topology, here you can see that I have 4 departments: administrative staff, production staff, IT staff and guests. And then what is expected over here is I have to make sure that admin staff must have web access to both DMZ and internet, and DNS access to DMZ only. To achieve these tasks, I have created what is something called as class maps and zone based firewalls, zone pairs, and then some ACLs and some NAT. So let me explain to you what an ACL is first. So ACL, as we all know, is nothing but an access control list, which is a set of rules which will allow or deny some specific traffic moving through the router. To explain this in detail, I can go to the router's interface. I can click on the router interface, and then once I go to the command line interface of the router, here you can see that. And then once I click on show run, let me first go to the enable, let me go to show run. So when I go to show run and when I maximize the screen and when I hit on more or space bar, whichever is convenient to you, you can see the commands that I have typed in, and then you can see in the last what access list I have configured. I have configured standard access list, wherein I'm giving the name allow NAT and my student ID, and I'm permitting the IP addresses 101.111.112.113 and 115. Here you can see the IP addresses that I am permitting respectively. So 110 is admin staff, 112 IT staff, 113 and then 115, wherein the other 2 networks, net services and probably the okay, so the net services, I'm not allowing the net services any connection. So here you can see, so this is how I've configured the access list. So when you go to the NAT, so what basically NAT does is, NAT is nothing but it converts private IP addresses into public IP addresses. I'm using PAT, port address translation, wherein I'm converting all the private addresses which are available to one single public IP address. To see this configuration, we can go to the show run command, and you can see what configuration I have given here. So I have given IP NAT pool and name of the pool, and then IP address to be converted, its net mask, and then I have made use of overload. Overload command makes sure that this is a PAT configuration. So once I do that, I have configured all the interfaces to the respective zone security members. You can see from the show run command, and then I have configured something called as class maps. So now let me explain to you what class maps are. So class maps basically are configured on ASA devices or on routers wherein we try to create a class map to inspect and match any kind of any level of security we want to do it. So now, for example, class map, if I show you the showrun, if I go back to the showrun command and show you what a class map is, you can see class map uh, type inspect. So here you know what type inspect is, right? So class map type inspect, name of the match any, and then name, and then you can see match protocol HTTP HTTPS. So this web access will only try to match HTTP HTTPS traffic. It will block or deny any other traffic. So the next class map will allow HTTP HTTPS and DNS traffic and block any other traffic, the next one respectively. So this is how I've created the class maps. Once I finish class maps, I go and create policy maps. Policy maps are created with the class maps to make sure that whatever command configuration we have done on the class map is properly implemented in a policy map. Once we complete that, we create a zone pair. So what zone pair is basically, so zone based firewalls, in zone pair we create zone pair with some name, and then we have to tell the direction of the traffic from where it is coming. That is coming from the LAN interface, that is the source, and going to the interface, that is the internet interface, that is the destination. So in zone pair configuration, we make sure that we give the source and the destination, and then we apply the policy that we are trying to achieve. So this is how my configuration looks like, and then this is how I was able to achieve, and this is how you can see. For example, if I try to show you a simulation, so if I go to the IT staff and if I try to ping to the net services, and if I go to the simulation, here you can see it is failing. So this is how this is achieved. So with in more details you will be able to understand if you can see the topology, and then if we run the show run configuration. So well, that's it from me. Thank you so much.